Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Hairy Muppet, and we are going to be casting the fourth and final quarter-final for the HomeStory Cup number 7. So far, we have seen Hyun and MC face off. We have seen Snoot and Stefano face off, and we have seen Tasia and Seed face off. And now we are going to see the fourth quarter-final. It is going to be TLO up the top right side of the map, playing as the Red Zerg. He is from Germany, and he is playing for Team Liquid. And down the bottom left side of the map, his opponent is going to be our Blue Zerg player, viOLet. He is from South Korea, and he is playing for the Azubu clan, AZUBU. I'm not 100% sure what that stands for, but I'm sure we can look it up. There's actually not too much going on early in the game, so I'll go look that up now. And I should have had that information before, but you know me, man. I've got 99% of the information written down, and then the very last bit is it doesn't actually look like it stands for anything as far as the Team Liquid site goes, but maybe it does. Let's go to the website. Okay, there's not too much happening over here. It's just a spawning pool going on. Yeah, spawning pool. I assume this is still pointing at Starcraft, even though the volume has probably gone off. This thing is not showing up at all. It's some kind of a TV channel online network thingamabob. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, I still don't know what it stands for. And we are going to get back to the game, okay? Because, yes, but while we're in the game, while we're looking at the start of it, we've got some very interesting stuff going on. So yeah, viOLet getting his spawning pool down a little bit sooner. And TLO, he's obviously saving up for a hatchery there. So he's going to get his hatchery down a lot sooner than viOLet. And viOLet really going for the hard and fast Ling offensive. I keep thinking viOLet's red, but he's actually blue. So viOLet going for the hard Ling offensive, and he must have got like a 12 pull or something like that. And he's going to go in. He's going to do quite a bit of damage over here. And yeah, TLO, man, only just got his spawning pull up. So he's going to be able to get the Lings out, but yeah, whether they will be in time to save this hatchery, I do not know. He's not going to be able to pull these guys away. He's going to send some drones over, though, to try and counter these guys. But Ling's just continuing to go in, and he really does need some queens to help the defense out here. He's going to get his very first queen, but it's still taken so long to get down. And of course, since it's the first queen, there's no creep highway anywhere. But yeah, I think he's lost all of his Lings bar one, and he's lost a few drones as well. So these Lings are going to be like, yeah, why would we go for the expansion when there's drones here to attack? So a bunch more Lings coming out from TLO. He desperately does not want to have to cancel this expansion. And we can see viOLet down in the bottom left going through his own expansion right now. The expansion goes up, the creep comes out, and the queen comes down. And these Lings, they'd like to take out the queen. They're having a go at it, doing a pretty good crack. But, oh man, the queen is just going to be able to survive by the skin of her teeth. And yeah, TLO doing a very, very good job there. He lost a few drones, but then again, that awesomely early attack from viOLet probably cost him some drone production. And in the end, I think TLO definitely coming out better from that. He's got an expansion a lot earlier than viOLet has, so he's going to be getting out all sorts of good stuff now off that extra expansion. And yeah, we're going to see exactly how he does. Bunch of Lings coming out. They're just going to do a bit of harassment out here. viOLet doesn't really have anything. He's building some Lings, but it's exactly the opposite of what was happening before. And I don't think this queen is going to die. The reinforcing Ling is going to come out, and that should be fine. But yeah, TLO using these Lings to a good advantage. They weren't doing him much defending back at his base, not at this stage. But yeah, they did a very good bit of pressure in there, and he's just going to be, he really should get another queen there. He's going for some very fast drones and getting speed up and overlords and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm quite surprised he hasn't got a second queen and even a third queen out, or at least started producing them, because queens are quite important early game. There we go. He had it, but he cancelled it. He's just going for a crapload of drones at the moment. He's not building the queens because he needs that minerals for drones. So he really wants to push his economy up there. But viOLet is not slacking off that much. He's still got a fairly good amount of drones. And he does have 2 queens so far. So TLO, I'm not sure if I agree with his with his decision to not build the queens as fast as he could. He is going to get speed up faster than Violet. He's going to get a baneling nest, but that will come out at about the same time. And he's finally getting down the second queen now. But I think he's been using this one queen to jump between these two buildings. But you can see this one doesn't have spawn lava on it, so that is definitely not good by any stretch of the imagination. But we'll see if he can make something work with this faster ling speed going on. These lings coming out, but TLO has quite a few more lings over there. And yes, these guys definitely have speed, and they're definitely going to run in and do some stuff. And some reinforcing. Actually, he's actually building a crap load of lings here. So TLO not going to be able to do too much with all of those lings coming out for Violet, but he's going to do a bit of attack there. Probably killed like 3 or 4 drones, something like that. And he does pull the attacking forces of Violet back into his own base. There he goes. So baneling, TLO manages to get a baneling out, and he only takes out lings with it though, so that's a bit unfortunate. He would have loved to get that into the drone group, but here we go. Some more reinforcements coming out. Meanwhile, he's going to push up into a lair, Evo chamber, a whole bunch of other stuff. There's some lings coming out, so the reinforcements. I think TLO has the upper hand here, and he's going to keep the pressure on. Both players building banelings at the moment. And yeah, it's just going to be all sorts of awesome going on here. One baneling coming out, almost gets a lot of lings, but instead only gets a few. And I think Violet is going to be able to push this away. Meanwhile, he's got his own forces, but they all just run straight into a baneling. So that is not going to work out for Violet. And very, very scarily even game so far. There we go. Violet's starting to go for a lair, but TLO is quite in the lead in terms of his own lair. And he's got a Roach Warren coming down as well. So he's, I think he's got the tech advantage. He's also going for level 1 weapons. Ranged weapons, I might add. So he's definitely going to be pushing into Roach pressure. And Violet is... how's Violet doing? There's about the same on the workers. Violet is getting quite a few workers out now, so he's trying to get a bit of a worker advantage over TLO, but TLO definitely has the tech advantage at that point. And another 2 minutes or so, there might be a very scary amount of roaches on the field from TLO. Violet just starting to get his roach tech up. But we'll see exactly what happens. I would not be surprised to see these guys go for a third base very, very soon. TLO to go for a third base anyway, because he's got the roaches, so he feels confident. And yeah, he really should be going for a third base sometime soon. But we'll see exactly what's happening. Right now, he's just putting all of his resources into roaches. He's got roach speed, he's got level 1 weapons, so these guys are going to be quite scary in a very short amount of time. We can see the first couple of roaches coming out. He's probably going to wait for these 5 reinforcements to come back, and then he's going to make an attack there. Now these lings are a bit scary, but they do not want to run into the banelings. And we can see 9 roaches coming out for Violet, so he's a little bit behind TLO, but he is, I think he should get him out in time to be able to fend this attack. And yeah, there we go. Violet would love nothing more than to get the lings attacking this group, but the reinforcements from TLO really doing a great job. If we have a look at units here, he's got 12, but TLO already has 17, and I think he might have a few more lings as well. But these roaches are in an excellent position, although a couple of banelings in the face would probably wipe that attack out quite a bit. Overseer coming around, seeing bits and pieces of all sorts of things. He might actually have a complete wall off. I think there's a gap here, perhaps. But yeah, here we go. Both of them getting a hatchery. TLO's a little bit faster on getting his third. And he's going to be defending it with these forces, but these forces are going to move in fairly soon. Meanwhile, he's got his own set of forces going out to attack Violet's third, but the roaches are going to come out, and they're going to try and ward off these guys, but the lings may be able to take it out, man. They're doing an excellent job. He counters at the very last second. Meanwhile, Violet tries to do the same, but he did not have enough forces, and TLO was already there to defend it, so very great map awareness from TLO. And here we go, a bunch more lings coming in. He's left 3 roaches behind, and the 3 roaches are going to whittle down at these ling numbers quite badly, but there's still a few lings left over. However, he's not going to be able to reinforce with his main army because they're all heading down to the third, and I think TLO has the advantage here. He's 30 over 16, yeah, so he's got quite the army going on for him, and he's got 1 attack, whereas actually Violet's got 1 attack as well, and Violet's going for 2 attack. But TLO's a little bit ahead of him, and he's nearly got 1 armor done as well, so that's very nice. And here we go though, Violet's getting out the swarm hosts. He's getting at the Locust time, and all he has to do is hold off for a little bit longer until he can get the Swarm Host out and start pinning TLO down. But with his 14 roach advantage, man, TLO is going to push in, and he's going to make it happen. And we've seen this before. I think it was Snoot versus Stefano. We had this a couple of times as well. One player would try and go for some lair tech options, and the other player would just go roaches instead. And if you hit at the right time with the right amount of roaches, just before the opponent can actually get out that higher tech options, then yeah, I mean, you're going to just do so much damage. I mean, let's look at the clock here. 2 minutes before, TLO wouldn't have had that many roaches, and yeah, he may not have had enough to push in against viOLet's roaches. And 2 minutes in the future, there would have been 4 or 5 swarm hosts out there, and there may have been enough to knock back all of the roach push. So that was pretty much the only time that TLO could have gone in and done the job with his roaches, and that is exactly the time he did go in. So congratulations to TLO for that very nice timing push from the roaches. And yeah, we are going to be moving on to game number 2, and we're going to see if viOLet can push back, because yeah, he kind of has to push back at some point if he wants to get in the semi-finals and face off against Tasia. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next game.